we're working with factoring quadratic equations. Factoring, it doesn't work on all quadratics, but it is nice for the ones that it does work on that it is a shortcut to using the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is nice, but sometimes if you can get one like this, it's a shortcut to having to plug it all into the quadratic formula. The way that we do it, we have our quadratic expression in this case. And what we want to worry about here is A, B, and C. A equals 1, B equals 5, and C equals negative 14. So what we're trying to identify is something, two items that multiply together to give you C, but add together to give you B. So we'll write it down here. Multiply and add. So we need two numbers that multiply together to give us negative 14, but when you add them together, give you 5. Okay? So you can start running down. You can do all of your factors of 14. 14 are negative 14 times 1, 14 times negative 1. Another one would be 7 times negative 2, or negative 7 times 2. And we have to figure out which one of these add together, when we could add the two numbers together, equal our 5. Well, 14 and 1, that'd be negative 13. That doesn't work. So you go down your list here and you find out that it's 7 and negative 2. If we were to combine those two together, 7 minus 2 gives us our 5. So here's our magic pair there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to write these. So we're going to have two binomials. Okay? They're both going to be x's because this is our variable that we're using on this one. The first one is a positive 7, and the second one is a minus 2, negative 2. So the factored form of this quadratic expression is x plus 2 times x minus 2. Excuse me, x plus 7 times x minus 2. Okay? This, once you get the habit of it and you start working through a couple of them, it actually gets to be a lot quicker than the quadratic formula. So let's look at another one. If we did m squared minus 2m minus 80. So again, we identify our A, B, and C. Our A is 1, our B is negative 2, and our C is negative 80. And we're looking for two numbers that multiply together to give us negative 80, but when we add them together give us 2. So you can do your whole factor tree here. You go, okay, 10 times negative 8, negative 10 times 8, and you can go 40 times, excuse me, negative 2, negative 40 times positive 2, and there are many, many different solutions to this one. And what we're looking for is the one that adds together to give us negative 2. And we find out that the negative 2 one is this one right here. Okay, negative 10 plus 8 gives us a negative 2. So my factors on this one, this time our variable is m, so we're going to write m in both of these. Our factors are negative 10 and positive 8. Okay, now it doesn't matter what order we write these in. It's a commutative property of multiplication. So we could have written m plus 8 times m minus 10. That would have been okay. But if you write it in this order too, that's fine too. And this is your answer. This is in factored form.